Thank you all for coming. It's so important that the survivors who've seen some of the most horrific and layered atrocities that they get felt and heard. They can't always speak, but we're doing our best to kind of help that process along. I'm the CEO of the Israel Healing Initiative, and it's an initiative of neuropsychologists, neurologists, other mental health professionals that particularly work on the brain to help people who are traumatized by terror or war. Some of you may know that just talking, trauma, when you've been traumatized, it actually impacts the way the brain functions. And so just talking about it isn't necessarily helpful. In fact, sometimes it can be harmful. And so what we do, and I think it's really important with severe trauma, like what we saw after October 7th, is we come in using, we look at their brain functioning, so we do some imaging on their brains. And then based on how their brain is functioning, we can tell, what kinds of symptoms they're having in particular that's causing the trauma, where the breakdown is in the brain. And then we give it electrical or magnetic energy while simultaneously we're doing trauma treatment. So that's what we did with Guy. And we have another survivor in the crowd too, whose name is Moshe. I don't know, Moshe, if you want to stand up. He's a survivor of October 7th. And so Guy, we met in Israel as part of the Shirabi Brother group, who the Shirabi Brothers started a Nova Survivor group, and they referred us a bunch of people, and that's how we met Guy, and we started treating him there. And then, do you want to say what happened after that?
Hello, good evening. Thank you for inviting me. Actually, myself, a few hours ago, I told to Orly I'm not gonna come tonight. And then we talked, and then I decided that I breathed a bit, and then I decided I will come to and tell my story.
But this is just a testament to how hard it is to tell the story when you've been through intense trauma. So I just, want you to respect that, not think that that there's, yeah.
I just realized that maybe I can't to talk the story today about myself and Orly. So we met in Israel, and then I didn't finish the whole session in Israel because she got to go back to LA. And we had a good contact, and we keep touching in WhatsApp. And then I realized that I want to finish the session because it's the first time in the whole 6 months, it was that I felt like my mind calm for the first time, just like it's not triggered from everything, and the first time that I feel like my brain acting as a brain. That's it. It was so nice to just feel it, and then tell that to Orly, and she do her magic, and she bring me here. Yeah, that's how.
So do you want to play a song first, or?
Yes, so I will try. I will play first of all two songs of mine that I wrote, one before the Nova and one after. I want to play one of the songs that I wrote before the Nova, and after I would like to go to the interview and and finish with the second. So this song, I call it Nish'ar Kan. It's in Hebrew. It's mean like I'm staying here. I wrote it, I was 17 years old, and I'm 25 now. It's like about also a difficult time, and it's the meaning in Hebrew. It's like after all, I'm going through that, and I'm staying here. That's what I mean. So I played it for you. תודה. Thanks. בתוך מציאות שכוחה מדמיון, מנסה למצוא טיפה של היגיון, הולך לאיבוד, לא מוצא את הדרך, עוד מעט ירד השמש, איתה גם הערך, מחפש הוכחה למציאות אחרת, את אותה שגרה שאת בטח לא זוכרת, עומד לבד מול הים הסוער, מרגיש את כל העולם מסתובב, אבל אני נשאר כאן, אני נשאר כאן. אני שואל לאן, אני נשאר כאן, אני שואל לאן. מגיע לנקודה דרך אחרת, מחשבות באות והולכות, כבר לא לוקח חלק, זה בא והולך, זה בא והולך, מרגיש כמו ילד, מדמיין סירה קטנה, החופש בדרך, אני נשאר כאן, כבר לא שואל לאן, אני נשאר כאן, כבר לא שואל לאן.
So you wrote that song when you were 17.
Ah, thanks. Yeah.
And that was obviously before October 7th.
Yes, it is.
And then you were inspired to write another song by what happened to you, by an encounter that you had right as the missiles were flying.
Yes. So the second one is I wrote about a friend of mine. About like last words of her she told me before she get kidnapped and after she get killed in Gaza. So yeah, maybe we're going into the story now and after we're finished with that song. So 6.5, it was, we were sitting down, all the friends in our area, like our spot over there, and we just hearing first of all the rockets, and we thought that it's kind of the music yet. And then they stop the music, they say to everyone, the party is over, go back to your cars and drive safely home.
So in other words, it's 6:30. When you say 6.5, it's 6:30 in
Yeah,
the morning,
yeah,
right?
6.
And the missiles start to fly,
And 6:30, and
and they tell everybody, like, the Nova Festival is gone, go home, because there's no place to hide, right?
yeah.
Because you're out in the fields there, so there's no bomb shelters around, there's, it's just fields,
Yeah.
okay?
Last time we talk about the story, you find a lot of interesting details that I just didn't realize, but
Well, let's explain that a little bit. So one of the things that happens when, you know, I've worked in the field of trauma for over 30 years. I've worked with, you know, our own Iraq vets, vets from Afghanistan, rape victims, refugees from the Islamic Republic, 9/11, et cetera, et cetera. But what happened on October 7th was something that far exceeded the trauma that we usually see because it was layered. It's not just that somebody's attacking you. It's not, I don't want to say just a school shooting, but it's like a school shooting in the sense that you're being shot at and you're civilians. You're not prepared like you are in war when somebody's shooting at you. You're completely vulnerable.
So surprising yeah.
And then at the same time, some people witnessed horrible things and endured horrible things that we won't go into right now. If you want later, we can talk about that. But so on top of that, and almost everybody, including you, knew someone that was kidnapped. And the girl that you wrote this song about that you will sing after this was somebody who was eventually kidnapped.
Yeah.
Okay, so go on.
So her name is Inbar Hyman, and me and Inbar just sit like 6:30 in the field, like where we're sitting, and just the rocket start. I wanted to keep sitting because I didn't realize what's happening, and like she told me, "Let's go, guy." And then we separate for a minute. I'll go to meet my friend, my other friend, called Neama, and Inbar go to her car. Then me and Neama go to my car, like I came with Inbar, so we two cars close to each other, me and Neama, and Inbar over here. Inbar decided to open, how you call it?
Carpet?
Yes, she just decided to open one close to the car and play music until the rockets will finish, because we didn't realize what's gonna happen yet. And Neama, friend of mine, said to me, "Guy, like I come with you because you're tired, but let's go now, because it's like a long drive back home." So we get in the car and start to drive like to the main road. So it's like a dirt road from the party. This is Gaza. That's the party, dirt road, and the main road is over here. So we drive to this area, and then it became a big traffic over here. But still, even here, it's like so humorous, so like everyone's so laughing about rockets because we're so used to this in Israel. Not in that amount, like it was hundreds above us, hundreds. But still, rockets, okay, IDF, Iron Dome. So we start laughing over there, someone give me candy in the middle of the road, stuff like that. And then we get to the main road, it started to become traffic. And I decided to turn right. And then I see a car just came to me, and from all the windows say, no. There is like our car was shot because, and we didn't see the terrorists because it's straight road, but here it became a bit circle. So the terrorist van is over here from the both side. So yeah, he just told me that he gets shot, and I'm like, okay, let's see what's happening. He actually stopped and saw me the video that one of the people in the car take. You see like a white van with soldiers just shooting with the hard guns to his car, and his car just get bullets. And from that second, that interesting part, I just saw a friend of mine for other car. I didn't see her for 2 years, and we're good friends, but we didn't met. And just that minute, I saw her eyes in like other car and just giving a smile. That's it. And then we separate again. And then the car come to here and say, no. So we start to drive left to the other side. But then it's become also traffic. Kind of, I don't know what, like commander in IDF was on his way to one of the bases close to the place. So he stuck with us in the traffic. So he said to us like, everyone start to run east, like the opposite from Gaza. So that's the video that you better know, like the thousands of people just running in the field. It's actually the part that the commander said to everyone run east. Me and Neama and her friends decided to stay on the road, actually, because we didn't still know what's going on. He wanted me to run east every time that he saw me, but I got very curious about what's happening, so I decided to stay. And every time he saw me, he's like, I know you run east, something like that. And after I saw Neama start to run, here I don't remember now what's happened at that time exactly.
So is
If
that
you-
when that guy
Yeah, exactly. So at that moment, I just saw from the field Israeli men come from the other side, like not the side that all the people run. He just come like terrified. He was with the black clothes, and it looked like Arabic, but it was Israeli. And he just started to run to us with the hands up, and then he stopped, and then lay down. Then he stand again, raise up, like he afraid the police will shoot him because he may be Arabic. And then he succeed to come close to us. We just asking what happened. He was terrified, like terrified. I didn't, just to look to his face, I realized that something really bad happened. You know, it was really hard to get. I also get a blackout from it. What you remember else?
Well, so is this, he told you about that he saw beheadings, or he was trying to get that out of his...
Yeah. So after, I saw another guy with blood on his shoes, and then he said that he saw a girl just get murdered, and we didn't believe, because we're a girl. You saw blood, but you didn't realize what's happening. You know, it's not like, oh, something bad happening. You just saw blood, but where everyone is here, there is people that still laughing about the situation. We heard somehow that there is maybe terrorists that get into Israel, but okay, maybe 1, 2, 3 IDF on his way. It's not something that we don't know about the past of Israel. And then I just heard a woman scream. And I go back to the road, and I see a woman that's body is open from bullets. She was unconscious, actually. She screamed. And there was already like 3, 4 men over there try to take the clothes off and try to, how we say it?
Tourniquet.
Yeah, and then we start to take her to a place safe. But still, you didn't realize what's going on. It's like very, very strange things that you see. Just a woman injured from who? We don't see a terrorist yet. So she the one that came, that I told you, with a car.
So maybe you want...
Yeah, sometimes because of trauma, you get like disconnect about the story. So Orly here to help me to remember everything. Yeah, so.
Well, I mean, one of the things with drama is that it does, this is really important to know, actually, I think. It does impact the way that the story is told. So a lot of times, if you'll see a rape victim and then the perpetrator, you see this often on TV, the person who's traumatized is going to tell a story that is not as coherent, that is not as cohesive, that sequentially and chronologically, it'll be out of sequence, and this is kind of what you're starting to see happening right now with Guy. It's just really an indication that he is traumatized. Somebody who's the perpetrator, who's not traumatized, can tell a very smooth, slick, coherent story that to the public will seem more believable. So I want to go back in sequence here because...
Let's see, because I feel a bit triggered, so if it's going to be too much, I will stop it and we stop that story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So take your time.
Yeah.
But I just want to go back to when you, as the missiles were flying, and you guys are not yet conceiving of what the horror that is about to unfold. You see missiles in the sky all the time. Okay, these are more missiles. Okay, there's somebody that was shot. Well, people get shot in Israel. There's a terrorist here and there. So you're not imagining. The imagination isn't as big as what awaits you. But as this is starting to unfold, the girl that you're talking to in Bar...
The girl that injured?
No.
The in Bar Hayman, my friend.
Yeah.
In Bar.
Yeah, so she says to you, what does she say to you?
למרות הכל החיים יפים, it's mean like despite everything, life is beautiful, and 20 minutes after she get kidnapped, so I decided that I have a duty to do something with her last sentence after. But, so, we took the woman to a place, like, where is the ambulance, take care of all the injured people, and then the terrorists start to close the place. We felt them all around, the bullets just start around you. Every one of us just jumped to the bush, myself also, from the right side from the road. It's a lot of people on the ground over there in the time. It's a lot of shit to see, never mind. In that time, there was like 3 officers with a small pistol trying to shoot back to the terrorists. They are with machine guns, RPG, my cars explode. And then I called my mother, I said goodbye, because they just start to get so close to us, and I start to say Shema Israel twice. I have the video of me, just picture to my mother that I'm saying Shema Israel, and just you see the bullets hit the leaves, like from my right and the left. And then I was in front of the terrorists for maybe 2 minutes in the bush. They didn't see me. And for a second, something just moved my head to the left after I say Shema Israel. And from that exactly second, bullets come and just put a hole in a leaf from my right. And my head was over here a second ago. So it was like, it was. And then I realized, okay, I'm going to die now. So there was a man close to me. I just say to him, okay, come close to me that we're going to be like smaller in hiding. And then just when he come to me, his bush also get shot. It means like another miracle that he didn't get killed also. And then we realized that we have to run like so fast to the field. So we start to run. At that time, a lot of people just get fall and get shot and get stuff like that. There was 2 helicopters above us, and then I saw the terrorists. Like, okay, there is the road, there is a kind of trees, the bush, and there is the field. So when we are in the bush, the terrorists can see us from the field and either way from the road. So when we get decision to run fast to the field, I can't see if there is terrorists from my left or from my right in the field. So it's like gambling. So we say, okay, 1, 2, 3, and just put my first step to the field, and I'm just I want to get validation if I get bullet or no. So it was gambling, and then we didn't get shot in that second. Start to run so fast, we was like maybe 10 people running together. In that moment, I see like a terrorist with RPG trying to hit the helicopter. It was 2 helicopters above us. He missed the tail so close. That's the point my car get also RPG. In that point, it's like long running on the field, and the open field. I mean, like you still can get shot. So there is people that stopped running because it's so long, and I feel like I'm a kind of a woman in the army that make the gym exercise, like, come on, let's go, keep breathing, stuff like that. I just feel like that for a second. It was a long running over there. And then we get like to the field of peppers. We start to eat peppers because we didn't eat from the night. Then we get to where is the sheep? A lot of like sheeps over there from the Bedouin place, sheeps, right? Yeah, and then symbolic, one of the sheeps give a birth to new sheep. So it was like, oh, you're funny. And that time, after maybe an hour, it was like 4 hours of just running, hiding, walking, 4.5. We saw a black Nissan Juke drive to us, to me and my friend actually that I met there, and his girlfriend also. He stopped. It was an officer with uniforms, but also he was terrifying. Maybe he also see stuff, and he didn't talk with us. He just said, come in. Okay, I'm coming with you. I get in the front, my friend from behind. But we know, because the video that we saw, that the terrorists get Israeli uniforms. So he was a bit, like trying to understand. I get in the front, he starts to drive, but in the field, it's not a road. So he drives so fast, in every second he can like flip. So he want his hand on the wheel and give me his gun. like a pistol. And he opened the window and he said to me like, if you see terrorists, just shoot. And I'm like, open the window with his gun in my hand, wait to see a terrorist and shoot. The GTA. Yeah. At that time, I didn't see a terrorist, so I didn't use the gun, the toy. Yeah, but then he get a phone call, and he started to scream in Arabic in the phone call. So I'm looking at my friend like that, just with the eyes. Maybe he kidnapped us right now. Like maybe he's a terrorist and just take us. Maybe give me his gun to make me trust him, and now like he take us to Gaza. I don't know. You don't think too much. And then my friend say like yes. He was behind of him. He was ready to choke him from behind. I just scream, "What's your name? What's your name? Stop! What's your name?" He actually stops, and then we get down from the car. After we realized he's an Israeli officer, he's a Druzy, and yeah, we see him on the news. He saved a lot of Israeli also. Yeah, it's keep on, see, running. Yeah, another bad situation in a gas station over there, but never mind. I get to Patish to play safe with hundreds of the survivors, maybe in 1 p.m. It's 6 hours after. And kind of that's it. Even there was like every few seconds a red Tseva Adom, red alarm of the rockets. Yeah, that's actually the main event.
And don't forget, you saved some people's lives.
Yeah, so there was a car of girls that get freezing on the road, and when the terrorists just come, and I just realized that they're gonna get killed from the RPG, or I don't know from what, so I just opened the car and screamed the girl to go out and just run also the field. And I don't know if she alive. Orly told me I found in my video, one of them, the car that she had, that she was in. So I try to understand if she alive now, this girl. And actually there was 3. Yeah.
So one of the responses that people can have to traumas, when you say freeze, you don't mean that they're cold. You mean that they were frozen, unable to move,
Yeah, like
paralyzed.
with the hand on the wheel, like just can't move. Yeah.
And they would have, in that kind of state, they would have probably been killed.
Yeah.
And you saw them in that state, and you kind of
Open
snapped them
the
out.
window and take the first one, like shake him, take her out, and just scream at her, and then the others came with her to the field.
So that's a traumatic state that people can get in if they feel like they can't fight the threat, or they can't escape from the threat, then they can get into that paralyzed state. A lot of rape victims get into that state too. And you did something that was like so wonderful in saving them, because when someone's in that state, if you can get them to move somehow, and snap them out of it through the movement, like you can get them out of that state.
I felt also a second of freezing. I just remember, like, because when you when you feel the bullets so close to you, and you almost get shots in your fucking head. For real, it's okay. Maybe I should not move, like, but it's not your mind thinking; it's your system working like that. And then I realized, okay, if I'm gonna not, because I was like kind of ice, like, and then I realized if I don't start to move now, I'm gonna get shot again. So then it was like that, and then we start to acting. Yeah, so it's so fast. Your mind is like computer over there, like just analyzes every step. If I'm going there, maybe I'm gonna see them. It's like very, very. Without all this shitty stuff, it's very, very interesting experience to be in, like the survival mode in the body, like to feel how the body works in that like cases. Hey, it is.
So you have this incredible video. For those of you, when you go home, you can see it on YouTube if you just put in Guy Ben Shimon, and it's a video of the song that he's about to sing, based on the last words that
Inbar.
That what?
Inbar.
That
Yeah.
Inbar had said to him as the missile started to fly. And you want to say the words again?
למרות הכל החיים יפים, זה like despite everything, life is beautiful. Um, so actually, that clip actually, it's a lot of good people in Israel wanted to help me and to make this happen. I just post random post on Facebook, and like hundreds of Israeli wanted to come to help. Like, yeah, it was a special moment for me also to just feel the warm and the willing to make this happen. They donate a lot to make this in this quality, and so yeah, will be my pleasure just to see that video. It's like the first part of the video, it's like my real Shema Israel from the Nova Festival, and after it's going like the day after Nova emotionally. So it's very interesting, the forward and back that it's going over there. Yeah, oof, it's hard.
So in the beginning, when she was kidnapped, you didn't know yet that
Yeah.
she was dead.
So for 2 months,
That she
we
was
just know
killed.
that she kidnapped, and it's drive me crazy just to thinking about what she going through over there. And then I got to see like the Nova exhibit in Israel, and 2 months after, and then I got message that Inbar get killed, and something that just gave me like relief, you know, the release to just understand that she get killed actually at the 7th October, because there is video now and stuff like that. So she didn't get raped or stuff like that also. Yeah, so it was also coming my mind about that situation somehow. Yeah.
So there was something about her words that really touched you, that you were inspired to write this song.
Yeah, I was a bit like going through something with myself before the rockets even start, and I go to Inbar and just tell her what I'm going through, and we talk like an hour, and she lift me up somehow. I mean, like emotionally, for real. I was very, very low, and she lifted me up, and then everything it started. So maybe even she gave me strength to do all the things that I, thanks God, succeed to did. Yeah, so it was like, how you say it, life is beautiful after all, and like, oh, it's have to mean something if you say it before you killed. So I have my duty to, yeah. It was the song was actually wrote a bit before the Nova, just 2 sentences, and after I realized that I want to make all of the song about Inbar. Yeah, so it became Inbar song for a memory.
And it inspired much of the country, right?
Yes, so actually
You're
it's.
so modest. I mean, so the president of Israel retweeted your song or put it on his social media, and also his wife did too, right?
Yeah.
And you played at many festivals there, and Inbar's mother was very moved. Do you want to say a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I came to the funeral, to the Shiv'ah, actually, and I asked Inbar's mother permission to make this everything happen, and she said, of course. And then a lot of the interviews that come after I released the song, she's supposed to come with me, like every news station, every radio. It was supposed to be me and her, but day before she just said me that she can't do it, and she broke. Yeah, so it was also tough for me just to realize, to understand what she's going through. Yeah, and also the Kidnap Square, there was a big event to sing those songs, and Inbar's mother for that even can't come, because she was so like, yeah, so she bring her uncle to introduce who is Inbar, kind of. Yeah, it's very hard to see their eyes, like the mothers and the fathers over there. It's, yeah. Yeah, so I just wrote a memory, a kind of hope one. Yeah, and when we're going through that, I'm actually also, I'm still, like you see, taking care of myself with those symptoms, and I came from here just to be out of the country for a minute, and that himself do a lot of healing stuff with me. Because if I want to say my mind, everything is okay now, you can relax. In Israel, it's not true, so it can't really relax. So I just came here and heard the birds and realized that maybe here I'm real safe now. just for my mind, to calm me down a bit. So it's very it's helpful for me a lot. And all the stimulation, like I told, it's do everything. Yeah, like I'm still going through stuff, but it's a long process that I'm going to recover from. Yeah, but there is a light, and I feel like for real, I get with all those pain. There is a lot of blessing in my case, in my process from day after. I'm going through a lot of dark points in me, and healing myself for real, and I get connected to God. If before it was I'm believing God, now I know in God. It's something strong for me, just without doubts. Just to feel, a 2 second, just put my head and God was there, just move my head. I don't know what's happened over there, and yeah. So it's stronger than everything. And from that point that I realized that I'm not alone in my road, I'm trying as much as I can to believe that even that dark side that I'm going through is part of light that I will grow up to next. So if in the bed there is a blessing, even so everything is a blessing, So that's the point that I want to take out of my story. That after all, despite everything, even that is a blessing. I don't know how yet, but it's a blessing. So that is my story. I will sing it now. And it also make a very good impact for me just to tell the story again and again, because it's helped me to make an order and to make it a story and not like a traumatized idea that I'm going through. So yeah, also thank you for inviting me here. אני נזכר ברגעים שהכאב היה הכל מרגיש מפחיד במציאות הזאת. חבר שמת בלב יש חור, עולם גדול לילד שמלא ברגשות. I want to start over a bit lower because it's too high for me now. אני נזכר ברגעים שהכאב היה הכל מרגיש מפחיד במציאות הזאת. חבר שמת בלב יש חור, עולם גדול לילד שמלא ברגשות. הולך מהר, הולך לאט, מרגיש הכל בבת אחת. הכל לרגע עד שנגמר, כותב ללילה ונשבר. למרות הכל יש רגעים, את אמרת בסוף החיים יפים. חושב עליך, חושב עלייך, תראו אותי את סיפור חיי בעולם הזה. בעולם הזה עצרתי רגע את הקולות, כשהכל קיים סביבי עכשיו. נחתי רגע בין מהומות, הציפורים עוד מהדהדות, הכל קורה כאן בתוכי. למרות הכל יש רגעים, את אמרת בסוף החיים יפים. צועק חזק וחושב עלייך, תראי אותך את סיפור חייך. בעולם הזה בעולם הזה למרות הכל יש רגעים, את אמרת בסוף החיים יפים. צועק חזק וחושב עלייך, תראי אותך את סיפור חייך. Thanks a lot.
So, do you want to see, would you be willing to answer questions?
Yeah, of course, if someone have.
Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask? Also, don't forget we have another October 7th survivor here.
רוצה לבוא לשבת?
Not a Nova survivor.
לבוא לשבת?
but his-
רוצה לבוא לשבת?
His uncle, 2 weeks before October 7th, was murdered by terrorists. And then his family was in Kibbutz Ra'im. And the terror, for how many hours?
26 hours in the shelter.
26 hours they were in the mamad in the safe room while the Hamas is trying to break in. And you're on the phone with them and texting them the whole time.
Yeah, they were saying we have to be quiet, we have to be quiet, we cannot talk.
And then you're driving in the morning and then you almost get killed.
Yeah, I'm driving on the freeway and you know there's the sirens and all of the sky is dark almost, right? Like almost dark. We said we used 2 missiles, but that day was like the sky was dark, and I stopped in the middle of the freeway. I got out, and what I can do? I can only defend myself. And then I saw a missile very close to me, falling down. A lot of missiles fall down very close. Wasn't easy that day. I also got here to a little bit to relax, and when I got here I was very traumatized from the sirens. So in the first month there is a lot of fire. And it sounds the same, like sounds like
מה,
the same
זיקוקים?
the sirens, right?
הזיקוקים?
Like, oh, it's like going down and up.
Okay.
So I was like this, like going on the floor, and then I understood. Okay, I'm very traumatized. I'm very like.
I'm in LA now.
Yeah. But then I tried to go back to Israel. I couldn't. So I said, I'm a music producer. Everything already stopped in Israel. So maybe try to restart here. With the music. That's it. That's what I do.
But on an inspirational note, I have to say that I've been working with a lot of survivors of October 7th, including, the Bedouins had a really horrible time as well. And one man he was a doctor, and he was driving, in the Negev on the morning of October 7th, and he saw some, probably they were survivors on the road that were, I don't think I ever told you the story, that were wounded, and since he was a medical doctor, he stopped as a good humanitarian to help them, and Hamas captured him and tied him up on a post by the road and used him as bait, so that when other people were coming by and they would see him, they thought, oh, we better help him, and then they would go to help him, and then Hamas would do horrible things to them, so much that this man is still unable to speak about all the things that he saw while he was tied up and used as bait. Eventually the IDF came and rescued him, but severe trauma, and Hamas had said to not only him but other people, they said the Shahada showing that they're Muslim and that they shouldn't be killed, and Hamas had said, you're worse than the Jews. And they were not kind to the Bedouins either. In some cases, more brutal in some cases. I mean, it's so, you can't really say that. That's why I have to say in some cases, because there's no rhyme or reason to at what point they're going to be brutal and at what point they'll just kill you instead of torturing you beforehand. But why did I bring that up?
You say something about inspiration.
Oh.
That sounds very inspired one. My next song.
Inspirational now. Like every survivor that I've worked with, they just feel almost holy to me. I'm working, we're all doing volunteer work, and we gave up our work to go to Israel and to help, and Melissa's another person here who's helping us on the project, all volunteers.
Melissa!
And then when we came back here, we're working during the day seeing regular trauma survivors, and then in the evening we're seeing, on a volunteer basis, the October 7th survivors. And you'd think that we would be exhausted, and I guess we are, but we're inspired. This is what keeps us going, right, Melissa?
Absolutely.
Because there's something that feels so holy to me about the people that went through such horror. There's something about the boundaries that we normally have between self and other, between me and you. People who went through this, their boundaries are very different. And
She's my BFF now.
what?
You are my BFF. She knows everything.
And one of the survivors told me that he has the soul of 600 people inside him, and he has to keep talking. He can't, he can't not, because he owes it to, to all the dead. And there's something so driven. They're in touch with something so beautiful within the horror that is inspirational. And I think you can feel some of that just by meeting Guy. I mean, how can you not be touched by him? And that's the inspirational part. There's something there that feels holy. It's the light within the darkness. So that's.
I pay her to say that.
Does anybody have any questions? Or yeah.
As a musician, how do you write music and lyrics to such tragic and painful experiences? Like, I can't imagine how hard it was to do that and to take it and to form it into something that you can share with people. And something so beautiful.
Good question.
For sharing that.
It's taken me like 4.5 months just to write that. I live in center of Israel. It's so like crazy over there, and then I realized that I can like think what I want to road. So just drive to AishLIT. AishLIT, it's like the south. Yes, put a tent on the beach for 10 days and just rest. That's what I did, and I keep writing the song over there. Actually, on the road to AishLIT, it was dark. It's a desert, so you see all the stars. So every time I got inspired of something, like even a word, and just stop my car, get out of my car, then back to the car, and then keep driving to AishLIT. It was very, very special. Yeah, because I just realized I wanted to bring, how can I bring that to words? So I trying to figure out with myself which emotion every part of this I've been. So I tried to find, that's why it took me so long until the point that, okay, now when I'm now when can I read it, I can understand myself. So that's how it was. Thank you.
Guy, how long did it take for you to get home? Because you said at 1 o'clock you got to this town.
Yeah.
Show.
1.5 I get to Patish. Naama, it's other story, but Naama just came to Patish at 6 in the evening. So I meet her over there. It was a very, very emotional moment. And we go by evening to Be'er Sheva, to his uncle's house. We sleep over there. He just drunk us. He gave us a lot of arak and stuff like that. It was it's a story about himself, yeah. So I came the day after, Sunday, to my home. Not to my home, to my friend's home. I didn't want to go back to my home yet. I don't know why. I wanted to be with my friends. For like the first gate that I want to see, it's my friends.
You in touch with your parents?
Yeah, for sure. But they like understand me. They give me space, yeah.
Did you have family or friends that you weren't so close with before October 7th, and after they found out that you came out of survived October 7th, they reconnected with you and became stronger relationship with them?
Wow. Like if there is a relationship that became stronger after? That's what it is?
Yeah.
Wow. I think in the beginning, everyone, like thousands of people, sending support and stuff like that. But now, I don't know, like to tell you something like, it's not come to my mind right now. There is new ones, and maybe Yeah.
Have you gotten closer with other survivors, and what is that community of survivors like?
You've been in Chavat Ronit in the places in Israel? So they open in the beginning like a lot of spaces, just a bubble for us. Mm-hmm. You didn't been there? Okay. So that's one example. There is one of that
There's
didn't.
people that didn't want to see no one. And
Yeah.
There's people that wanted to be people to support them.
Yeah. So myself try to go to those places actually in the beginning, and then I realized it's too much, like Moshe, and then I try to isolate myself somehow. I don't know even why, but from those survivors. I have my close friend that we survived together, and we are still friends. But all the big event that they make for us and stuff like that, I'm going when I feel stable. When I'm very sensitive in that weekend, I prefer to be at home. Yes, but in the beginning it was very, very just they can understand you for real. So it's very, very without words connecting somehow. It was very special, but after a while it just get.
Survivors from the Nova are serving in the army right now.
Yeah, a lot. There is people that day after go to to military. It's crazy.
Also, I want to say add one thing. We are here for you and we love you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it a lot. It's mean for me everything. Just to know with my mind that I have safe space to come when I need. It's everything. Yeah, for real. You want, yeah.
Thank you for everything that you're doing and volunteer volunteer time. Guy, thank you so much. What brings you joy in life? What do you look most forward to?
Wow. So I bring puppy after the 7th October, after October 7, a small puppy, and she's my life. No, for real. And she just bring me, like playing with her all day long because she's Belgian Shepherd and she like tornado with the energy, so I have to play with that all day long. Now I'm here, so yeah. But that's one, and boxing. It's something that all my life I do, and after the 7th October, it just make me, something that I have to do. And that's for now, and kind of write songs, but it's not always happy. That's two is the favorite that bring me joy right now. Yeah. Yes.
I saw on your Instagram that you were working on like a cap farm prior to October 7th, and then during the events you mentioned that you saw one giving birth during the event. I want to know what were the thoughts running through your head at that moment, and any reflection during that moment that you saw, like life being brought into this world while so few lives were being lost.
So your question is about like the work that I worked before the farm, or about the sheep that I saw gave birth to? The sheep. I think the world have a movement, just like cycle of life that's just happening without it's just happening, just movement, and we go by this kind of movement, and we as a humans make things inside this movement that's happening in life. You know what I mean? Like the sheep gave birth to her baby, and exactly the same time there is October 7, but the sheep's still alive maybe. There is a movement, and we go into this movement. So it's very, very like paradox for me, and like injustice somehow. But when you realize it is what it is, so it's just simple as that, and you realize that I can't understand the reason and why and the rules of life. So it's bring also like kind of grounding, humbling for myself, I feel. Yeah, my mind also all day long trying to understand the rules of life, but I'm just get messed up with myself. I think it's not our mission to understand. It just go. For myself, just going. But what makes me feel good, what makes me feel right, and go and just step on that road and see what's happening over there. And I think that is the mission, to make ourselves a happy life, I think. And if you're a good person and go in this road, it's like this is the mission of God, I think, somehow. So I think life is life, it's happening, and we're inside of that happening also. It's like a lot of circle that's going over there.
Thank you for sharing. You mentioned you didn't go home initially, like to your family. When you did, like, what did that feel like when you eventually did go home to, like, see your parents and your family again? Like, did you feel was there a disconnect between you and them? Was there, or I'm sure you were joyed, but was there some kind of disconnect as well, or what did that feel like?
Yeah. Actually afraid to come back home because I understand that my father, he loved me a lot, but he don't have so much emotional intelligence. And in that moment, what I need is someone to understand me, for real. So my first choice was to go to friends that I know that I'm safe in emotional area with them, Because my father, he want to take care, but he going to ask questions, maybe hard ones and stuff like that I'm not ready to hear now. So I just want to, to delay this situation. and to go the place safe. And after I have to go home, so I go back to home, and yeah. And even he come to pick me up from the friend, and then I say to him, like, Dad, I can't question now. Just bring me home. Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing your story.
Thank you.
In honor of you and Yuval, can you teach us to say what Yuval said to you?
In Hebrew. למרות הכל, החיים יפים. למרות, despite הכל, everything, life is beautiful. החיים יפים. למרות הכל, החיים יפים. Yeah.
You said you called your mom to say your goodbyes. How was your next phone call when you called your mom again after that?
Wow. Actually, she recorded all those phone calls. She have them. I don't remember when is the second time. I think in Patish, like a few hours after, because I was out of battery in part of the, yeah. But she acting like a lioness. When I call her, she just say to me, "Guy, I'm hang out the phone now. Just keep quiet and talk with me after." Something like this. Mom, I'm gonna die. Want to talk with me after? Yeah. Your specials.
I have a quick question. Thanks for taking time. I know it's hard to share your story, and thanks for fighting. You know, I think that I can't even imagine what that would be like. We all live in LA, and we all, you know, have the privilege of being somewhere that's really safe, and we have terrorists constantly around us. What can we do for you and for everyone that's survivors? How can we help you guys?
Israel now have very, very toxic time inside, not just the outside, inside, and it's make Israel very, very. There is a lot of anger, not just because, for sure, also, but not. It's more from the inside, and that's make all of us upset. And just to be here and see it from outside, just for a minute, like what's happening there when you're not in this bubble. I think that the most thing is just show your support. I don't know even how, you know, but so I need to think about it. It's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. I will answer after. Welcome to. Yeah.
Well, one thing that's very pressing is that Moshe needs a place to stay after July 14th. So if anybody has an extra guest house in the back or something, he's in need of that. So.
Maybe buy a Moshe house, yeah.
Bring all the Nova.
Buy all of them houses.
We'll make a big party.
Nova US.
You guys knew each other before?
No, we met 1 week ago in the Saban theater.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
When Matisse.
yeah.
How many survivors are here now? Do we know?
At the moment, like
Yeah.
today, maybe like about, I don't know everybody, but
Right.
we're seeing about 9 people right
Nine.
now. I'm sure there are more.
Right. Just independent. They're not necessarily maybe in treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know 2 that works. I don't know even where, but in US.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.